Here.
Here.
That's.
Okay, agenda approver.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Again? Citizens participation, Linda Blank.
I'm here tonight to give you all an update on the warming center. Sorry. Can I leave this for the other ones also that are not here tonight? So we have had several people attend, and they are actually utilizing the warming shelters. So, and then we've had 10 to 12 stay overnight every night, but generally there's 18 to 25 that are using it during the day. So we at least have had anybody that has froze to death during this cold snap. I don't know them, so.
So do you have the number, how many stayed the night the first time around, total? Or are you gonna make me total this?
I did not totally come, I'm sorry. But we had 25 that stayed today, so, or yesterday, sorry, yesterday was 20.
Well, you well, 100 something you
Yeah.
last time around,
Correct.
20, 30.
Correct. That utilize it during the day, and then there would be 10 to 12 that stay each night, so.
Doing this job.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's running pretty smoothly right now.
Absolutely.
Linda, thank you very much for your time you put in there. Appreciate it.
I just wanted to give you guys an update that it was utilized, it was very well serviced.
Tell the other volunteers that I said thank you all.
I will do that, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to speak to the council? Dan.
Derek Sutton with 66 Returns. I was wondering if anything was ever brought up on the parking in Green Street.
Yes?
Brought up a month ago, I guess.
Yeah, I asked Doug about that a couple weeks ago. You forget about Doug?
Yeah, you asked me about it.
I asked about Rob Judson one side of the road, and then he's saying he needs no parking on the other side of the road. He asked that,
But store. Really, it's hurting the beauty salon across the street. She uses that more than I do.
so is there anything we can do, not do?
I'm not making any recommendations. My suggestion would be for the police committee, if you will, or the street department. We've had complaints with the tractor trailers. We tried to, the best and easiest way was to put no parking along that side of the road for safety concerns. People's vehicles, the tractor trailer that is still there for healthy eyes, and things like that. It's just easier to put no parking on that side of the street. If the council would like to do something differently, I suggest a committee meeting for that. If they want to change or do anything, but I suggest nothing further down the track.
Well, we'll put the committee on and look at it. Want to change something, change it, don't. Just bring it back to us. Whoever's on the police committee, you on the police committee?
I'm on the police committee and like always, I take the recommendation of the chief, so.
So we leave it as is.
This is whatever.
That's my recommendation.
And I make a motion, we leave it as it is.
I think it's more of a safety hazard without it, with people having to cross 19 there, or not 19, but Washington, to get to these businesses where they're putting.
The only thing they would allow is be 1 or 2 extra parking spaces over there, but that's a whole lot of extra signs and another ordinance we'd have to change. And it doesn't change the fact that there's still the tractor trailer that's not, what I should say, sufficient room to pull down that road. And I'd say the way we have it now, this has been brought up a long time ago, is to just leave it the way it is, so that we're not going back and forth on our ordinances that we create in the city to keep it the same, keep it the way it is.
If the ice company would pull around the block like they used to, they'd pull in the tractor trailer and there wouldn't even be an issue. They could pull straight down the road, and it wouldn't even be an issue. They fit just fine.
Well, I'll talk to them about it, but they wanna leave it like this right now, I can't get nothing about it, but I'll talk to them and see, if not, we have to leave it. That's all I can do.
All right, appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on up, Ben.
Since we're on the subject, I just understand that there was a bill drafted, an ordinance written up and approved and whatnot about signage about the parking on the corner of Treats and 66. I just understand it approved. I didn't see a sign.
I think, Bill, aren't you waiting on a sign?
Yeah,
Waiting on the sign?
we'll get a little date on that and put that in there.
He's not, that's
Just
kind
needed an
of.
update, that's all.
Thank you, Dan. Anybody else?
Kevin, do you want us to wait for the Kevin?
Yes.
You want us to wait for Okay.
It's the same, I just want to say thanks to the city guys for cleaning the roads during this last summer, whatever you guys did a good job keeping the city on.
Appreciate it.
Is there anyone else? Alright, then we'll close it. Regular minutes of January 9th, 2025. Motion approved.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Again? Bills to be paid. Have a motion?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Again? Alright, now we got bids for legal services. Got a couple of them here. William and Robertson's. Where's these down here? $3,000 a month plus out-of-pocket expenses. How much an hour? And $200 per hour. We got Hamilton and Weber. They did theirs, huh?
I'm just gonna go ahead and make a motion to.
Hold on now, this is $500 a month, $5,000 a month, and range from $290 per month. Right, huh?
So the retainer is
$200.90 an hour, per hour, yeah. What you said, Jeff?
I'm making a motion to accept the ones from William, Robinson, and Williams.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Again? Street Department labor position.
I'll drop the contract.
Huh?
I'll drop the contract. I'd like to put out again in the paper or something on this because all the applications I got before are wanting like $22 an hour to start with any qualifications and they still don't have their CDLs. And so I'm gonna have to do something, so either I need to go out and try again or something,
Well, we can try again. I have a motion to try again.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make a motion that we raise that pay on that position to the labor's pay, the same labor's pay as the gas department. And doing that, there's a few other employees that are under that I would like to be brought up to, and then post that in the paper for the pay, but when you post it that they must have a CDL. That way we're not paying to train for CDL get the CDL and go somewhere else. And if we pay a decent wage, then we'll keep them. So you're not gonna get a CDL driver for $15 an hour.
I second that
That
motion.
is my motion.
I second the motion.
How much of a pay raise is that?
What is your guys'
1771 where the starting is.
to the 23?
That's what we talked about before.
Yep.
Yeah, but we're in a different budget right now.
We're not gonna get anybody to come to work here for the $16 an hour.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but I just don't know if it's in our budget, but if you make a motion,
We can have her check it. She She thought there was money in the budget for that other accountant that was $80,000 more, so,
That what you said?
yeah.
All right, we have first and second. Do a roll call on this.
Are you, to make sure I have this correct, are you raising all laborers, not just street, like
I'm
anybody
saying
who's
we
under?
gotta bring the pay up to $23 an hour, and anybody that is under that gets brought up to that. So I think
If there's anybody in the office,
there's a couple girls in the office and one older girl in the office at Public Works. Couple of his street guys, and probably a water guy maybe, sewer guy maybe.
I'm not sure how many other ones, couple other ones.
So to clarify,
That is an issue that I have been arguing about since we got that pay study done.
well, we
We
all agree
have-
on
I
this,
know.
but one,
In Q,
we
we
talked
have,
about it before.
you have laborers, you have supervisors, and some departments have assistant supervisors. So the laborer's position should have been across the board the same pay.
I don't disagree,
I know you don't.
but I just don't see, I mean, I'm not at all prepared to make that kind of decision right now. And you are still talking about gas and water and sewer laborers that are on call to go out for call-outs. So there is a little bit of difference there.
Okay.
So
And
is the
we're,
street
I don't know the
department.
financial impact of raising everybody to a minimum of 23. And what are you gonna do about the people that's at 23.50? Are they just now, their gap's gonna be completely non-existent? I mean, I just don't feel like this, I'm not at all prepared for something like that. So I'm not against it by no way, shape, or form, but I'm not at all prepared for
We
that.
gotta start somewhere. And I've been kicking this around since we got that pay scale.
You've been kicking
And
all
I
the
called on Jeff here every time.
But so somebody at 24, now they're just making the same as,
You know?
or just $1 more?
Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lance.
If I can make just a quick point of order, I think what you have on the agenda is about one position, and what your motion is about is multiple positions. I think you can deal with the single position here under the agenda, but you need to put something on for another agenda to bring that up, or you can do it maybe. I don't see how you can do it under old business, but I know that has been discussed before, so it might work there, but it can't be done on this spot.
If we need to do it that way, then I would say, Bill will start with that position, and we'll have a salary committee meeting, and, we'll get the rest of it worked out. Now, your guys are gonna be under that until we get this fixed,
Yeah.
but I promise you, we're gonna figure out a way to fix this.
They bring somebody in above the guy that's been there. Yeah, I appreciate that, and we gotta do that, we gotta do something, but.
Yep.
So let's just go ahead
You
and.
plan on doing it for this position?
For that, are you okay with that?
Put a motion in.
Yeah, I mean, whatever we gotta do,
Yep.
as long as, like you say, we're gonna come back and visit
Sounds
the
like we're
rest
all
of it.
on board with the,
Yeah.
that it needs to be brought up, so, but you gotta start somewhere, and if we don't, we're never gonna get it.
I agree, we gotta bring it up. I mean, you ain't gonna get that 4 but right now I agree that we need to only look at the position, you know.
Okay, that's what everybody thinks we need to do, and Tony makes a good point. I will make the motion, scratch that motion and make the motion that for this position, to bring him up to the labor's pay or gas department, whatever that is.
I thought it was just to make the motion that he can go out for this job,
For that position,
for
yes,
that money.
yes.
We're gonna make this one position.
We
that
we have to have a meeting, Joyce,
Okay,
and we'll all be involved in it, and to bring up the pay. It's a
what I
budget
meant,
issue,
okay.
so,
You're just gonna make it for one person?
just for that position, but if we don't.
That's all that's on the agenda for right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
So are you motioning to hire him at a gas laborer's pay, or are you motioning that
$23
Bill can go out and look for a street laborer?
For him to raise that position up to $23 an hour. They must have a CDL, we're not training for CDL anymore. And,
Do you have anybody under that pay that has a CDR now?
I have two.
Because one of them just wanted to sign it. And all right, they have every right to, because They're not gonna, I mean, we can't hire somebody.
I had talked to them, and they said that they're okay with that, as long as we correct the problem.
As long as there is a plan to correct the problem, that, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Handle. You can't get anybody.
I don't know where to start, I can't get anybody to apply for this, so I got 6 applications and 3 of them were
Making a motion right now to start somebody at 23, you guys haven't even had your salary committee meeting to see where you're actually going to move this sliding scale. So what
Well,
this
you get a salary committee meeting in 2 weeks for that special meeting, and we'll know what to pay. You could just go ahead and go out for applications, then have a salary committee meeting to know what to go up to pay.
Then we have to.
I'm not gonna have them. It's gonna be hard for me to put out to hire at that rate. I'm gonna get the same application that I've got.
But my concern is,
It's not-
if you put out for 23 an hour, you find somebody, and then the salary committee meets, and they come back and say, well, we're only going to move the street laborers to 19 an hour, just throwing random numbers out there. You're going to have a whole nother problem on your hands, because now you have this new person making more money than your senior guys. I'm just afraid to put a dollar value to this tonight, is my concern. I get what you're saying, I get what everybody's saying, we need to do something.
I've been trying to do this since you got on board.
Yeah.
And it goes nowhere. So.
But the salary committee meeting, I'm not on the salary committee about none, so.
Put it on the salary committee, Kevin.
But.
You pick it, I can have any time, tomorrow, next day, 2 days from now, 1 day,
I'm off on Friday. So Friday, what time?
But you have a motion on the table, so I mean, it's.
What time are you off on, or you get off on Friday, Tony?
I'll flexible anytime.
Okay, most of them.
You have a motion and a second.
But we had talked about this before, and we talked about the salary in a meeting.
But we do have a motion and a second, let's.
But no, he said did you change the motion to just this way?
If we have a salary committee meeting Friday, can we have a special meeting to do this? To go out for the applications after we have the salary committee meeting?
You can always have a special meeting anytime the mayor calls one, and you can get 4 people to show up.
For you, Bill?
It'll have to, whatever we gotta do, I mean, it would be, if I can get somebody in that's already got CDLs, then it's gonna cut my training time down, so I'll have somebody, even if I've gotta wait another 2 weeks, I'll have somebody sooner than I will if I've gotta get licensed for them again.
But what they're saying, we need to hold it off till we have.
Till the next, till you have a meeting.
Where it needs to be to get somebody in.
I think that's about the only way we're gonna get somebody hired in.
Raise the pay.
Is to do that. It's got a CDL at least.
Lance, can we have a special salary meeting and encompass that into the same meeting where we all have everybody present, or?
It would be really difficult to do it that way.
Okay.
Because if you decide that you're gonna need additional time, then you have everybody in there to not do something.
Okay.
I don't recommend that we do it that way. Give yourself ample opportunity to have a meeting, think about what your recommendations are gonna be, give yourself a little bit of time, so that when you come back and recommend to council what it is that you wanna do, you're fully prepared.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
I'll hold that motion, then we'll have a.
Well, procedurally, you have to have the second withdrawn first.
I'll withdraw my second.
Now you can withdraw your motion.
I'll withdraw my motion.
And
So we're just gonna table it for now?
So just gonna table it until you have this meeting
Okay, let's table it. We can wait for a week, right?
Friday.
I'm sorry.
and.
All right,
I'll do whatever we gotta do, but it's, you know.
I think that'll be the best interest of everybody, let's table this now.
I mean, it'd be real nice to have somebody else in the truck right now, but it's not, it hasn't happened, so.
What time?
Okay, is it 3 o'clock good for you?
As long as you don't need me there for minutes, because I'm not here on Friday, I mean, my daughter's having a
No,
baby.
we'll be all right.
So, as long as you guys are good with that,
We'll
then.
have the public works down to keep the minutes.
Okay, we tabled it.
Table.
Okay, moving on. Sorry, Bill. All right, Parks and Recreation Committee. President of the board?
I'll let Dan go ahead and talk first, and then I'll talk after Dan.
It's your name.
Huh?
It's your name.
We're together, Dan, go ahead.
Evening, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I'll try to make this brief. And I apologize ahead of time. I've got some type of a lung ailment, so if I break down, I'm sorry. The Parks and Rec Board has been trying to get $30,000 freed up for a survey of Tangle Creek. And this is ahead of the big $500,000 piece of equipment that you ordered and you want to place somewhere. The thought process is we'd like to have everything surveyed. There's other things that we'd like to add to Tangle Creek in the future to make it a very nice central park. And there's more parking we'd like to see. We'd like to see pickleball courts. We'd like to see the basketball courts improved. And of course, this big piece of equipment that you'd like to place in. Our concern as a board is that if this thing comes in tomorrow in the back of the truck, that you will take and point your finger and say, that's where I want it, and it starts getting put in. What we are requesting is that you allow us time to get a survey done with whatever company that you guys approve. Sonny was talking that, apparently the company that we use for surveys thinks that he can bring it in right around $15,000 to $20,000. That's great, but we freed up about $30,000 to get the job done. That we wait until that survey is done until we start making decisions on where to put this thing.
That's fair.
We like to be able to expand on this equipment in the future, and I don't want it stuck in the corner and then find out that we need more room another direction somewhere. Can we kind of get some feedback on that?
Sure. When we ordered that piece of equipment, well, when we were looking at it, there was no plans at all. And I asked Park Board about getting a 5-10-year plan together and all these plans together. Well, that's more than fair if you ask, if you're wanting to plan the park out.
Right.
So, as far as I'm concerned, it's up to the board, but yeah, we can hold off until you get your.
Do you have an estimate of what time when this equipment is due to be delivered?
I think it'd probably be 12 weeks still. It's quite a while.
Okay, so
Probably.
if the committee speaks and gets you guys to approve that survey, we have time to get that done then?
You should, yeah.
Okay, very good. That's all I have.
Eric?
Wasn't there a survey done on that a few years back? I remember all the survey states.
This ain't really just a survey, Jerry. This is like a engineered rendition. This is putting together
The whole thing.
the whole thing for future improvements. Yeah, making sure we have elevations right on equipment.
Yeah, 'cause I know all the states on it.
Yeah, like from
They're
an engineer to lay everything out appropriate.
Yeah, I did that one, but I thought the survey was.
You are correct there, yes.
I appreciate, I concur everything what Dan said. The only thing that I would request, we did get some feedback as far as like where the budget was and kind of is from Jennifer. She's gonna want us to do a budgetary probably within the next month or two at the very least. So we're gonna have to get some real like factual numbers of where things are at right now, because we're not gonna know moving forward what we're really looking at if we don't know where we're at now. Does that make sense? So Dan and I can't, and Derek and I can't have a meeting and go to the board and say, this is where we're at, and we're doing budgetary for 2026. And we don't even know where we're at for 2025 or 2024. Which will then hence affect the stuff that Dan just talked about, like the pickleball courts, and basketball courts, and parking, and other things that we wanna do for walking trails. So we really need to know where the money is currently at factually. We need that pretty quickly. So, I know you guys are in audit and everything right now, but we can't move forward with our duties until we have current standing numbers. So we're gonna need to know where we're at with things.
So right now, we need to engineer that park, put all equipment in.
Yeah, two
So
separate.
what's that gonna cost?
For what, the survey?
I've got a motion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has all that.
Okay.
But this is as far as where the budget is, so that's what I'm kinda talking about.
That's
So
what
Dan
you're
brought up as far as what the park is, but we're gonna need to know for our board where we're currently at with numbers before we can move forward to get Jennifer new numbers for the next year. Because if not, it's not gonna, it's just make believe, it's not current status where we're at.
She is working on those
Sure.
and I think she's hoping to get started on budget planning in February.
Okay, because she was wanting us to have the budget numbers in February, and I can't.
That's when she's gonna send everything out, kind of.
Right, well,
the
she
framework
wanted,
to do it.
us to have our meeting on the budget numbers in February. And I just wanted to let you guys know, if we don't have that in advance, I need to give this to our board well in advance, where they can look it over appropriately and see what's left of her and out of her, variations of where things need to be. Because if not, again, we're just making up things as we go, and we need to be very accurate with things moving forward. Especially if we're wanting to do big things and work together, we have a really solid board that's willing to get things done and get out there, so I know Jennifer has a lot she's doing, I know Lane's been in touch with us, and we appreciate that, but it's just as soon as possible if we can get those numbers, I'd be appreciated. So, and that's all I have. Anything else, Dan?
I'm going to assume that you're going to, address the Derby.
I mean, I have your minutes.
Right.
You are following the minutes, correct?
As far as I know, I just know that we have a contingent in the audience that's probably gonna want some feedback on that. So I leave that up to you. I wrote the minutes for you, so.
Alright. Well, first and foremost, so I make a motion for the council to approve spending up to $30,000 on an engineered survey of Tangle Creek.
I'll second that motion.
Was that out of park money?
So this will come out of the park tax fund, yes. Yeah, and I feel that this just to put a plan to properly install our new playground equipment and to lay out future improvements to the park.
Do you have a second?
I agree, I gave you the second.
Yes, sir.
But-
All in favor? Yes?
Wait, I got a question.
Hey,
Can we take that out of capital improvement?
well, they said if I'm picking up park, but the park, that'll be a fine line for our attorney to answer later on, if we can. Can we take it out of capital improvement, because it's improving our parks?
Initially, I would say probably not out for the survey,
Okay. Yeah, that's not.
but if it is for engineering,
It's for engineering.
that's a different thing.
Yeah.
So it's important that you get the wording exactly correct, because the survey is preliminary plan. If you're talking about engineering for putting in and installation of items, you might be able to.
Okay.
Why don't we do that? We have more money than that, than we do the park.
Okay. We can talk to her about that, so.
If we take out capital improvement, we can do it anytime,
Yeah, okay.
you can speed it up.
And that'd be appreciative, because if we can do that and save whatever money we have, we can then install that back into the parks, right, and make, get better, so that'd be wonderful, but we appreciate you guys, if you guys have any questions for us?
So I'm an aye.
So, I do have other stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the motion in because it's on the minutes. You kinda already addressed it, Dan, but I'd like to put a motion that we do not install the new playground equipment until we have our plan for proper placement and that plan has been approved by council.
Second.
Now, we didn't make a vote on the last one here, we just went to this one, am I right? We didn't have the first vote on the, so we need to go back first. Got it all? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Against?
Did you have a motion and a second on that second one?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony made the motion, that part I got. Jeff was the second, okay. I just wanna make sure that the minutes are clear.
We got that, right?
I guess so.
I don't think we got that, like, first one, but I'm good,
We
okay.
got something now.
Are we good?
We got it on the engineer, on the park, not on the equipment.
To not move forward until the engineering was in place for the improvements.
Okay, good, Lonnie? Alright, so the last is, the park board's requested, I'd like to put a motion in, they would like to spend up to $10,000 to improve the arena at Hood Park to allow for, demolition derby. And this improvement will improve for the fair using it for their, truck pulls, tractor pulls, and that sort of thing. It's to improve the safety. So the $10,000 is for a steel fence to increase the height of the barricades and it's also for 80 concrete blocks to be purchased. So,
Coming out of park tax or
that would be part of that.
park tax, okay? I got a motion? Got a second too?
Motion I made, sir.
All in favor? Unanimous?
I got one last motion, and that was the park is requesting that we set aside May 3rd and May 4th to host the first demolition derby by FFT, and it's Flowers Full Throttle. Provided they have the insurance and they do everything on their part to make it right.
Got a motion?
He made the motion, I made the second.
All in
I'm
favor?
gonna make sure it's open.
Let her check the dates first and make sure that
Oh, you can, today, make sure, what a park. I think it's all right.
Reserving the park for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday would be the event, Sunday would be like cleanup and stuff like that.
You can't reserve the whole park, but people still go in, private park.
Well, we're kind of reserved like the fair person.
Yeah.
Lance,
I don't know if we can do that, it's public park.
we'll do it for the fair.
they have a special contract, and I do know that any other time we've rented the entire park, it has still been open to the public, like people who go in and walk and stuff. Now, they won't go to your event, but.
Can I speak? The derby is on Saturday, the 3rd, and the 4th, we have set aside to go in and put everything back like it belongs, and do the trash clean up and take down the snow fence. So there's no activity going on Sunday. It's just the crew to come back in and set the park back up the way.
So the main concern would be Saturday. So will you guys have somebody sitting at the gate to kind of monitor who's coming to your event?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Like, is it still possible if, like, say somebody wants to go in there and just walk the outer track?
I'm gonna post a park, can we, Lenny? Public park.
We're not asking for the entire park to be closed, Mr. Mayor. What we're worried about is that we have those dates set aside to use the pit area for the derby, and that we don't have the local kite club wanting to come in and fly kites in that particular area that day.
That's what you're saying.
Okay.
All right.
And we will have people walking around policing the pit area, the grandstands, and looking for wristbands. If they don't have a wristband, then we ask to leave or purchase them.
The only thing you guys might wanna check on is soccer.
I don't know when soccer is.
I'm not quite sure, but it's on a different field of the arena. That fall, I know they use summer too, they use some summer little league, so it's just something you might wanna check out just in case, but it's on two separate sides of the arena, so.
All right, let's move on. We have first and second, all in favor?
You have a question?
Go ahead. All in favor, Vince? We got it?
Aye.
Okay. Chief, please, in order.
It wasn't on the minutes.
May,
They went.
23rd and 24th.
It was earlier
Or
on.
20,
not
is
the
it
local.
Saturday, or there would be the 24th and 25th, yeah.
They said May 3rd and 4th.
Is it May 30th?
Is it May 3rd and 4th or the
Did you say
26th?
May 3rd? That's
Sorry,
what
sure.
we're-
September must be the 24th.
Did they say that?
No, they haven't, they just put in the dates for May.
The 3rd and the 4th.
Okay.
Did we also have dates for October on that?
You guys talked about, but then when the motion was made, it was just for the 2 dates in May. I think you said once you get past that, then you make for the other dates.
Okay.
I was just reading back, I know you guys talked about it, but I was reading back through the minutes to get
Okay.
that correct.
Okay.
If I misread, let me know.
I think that's what the plan was, because we were gonna see how well this went, and then approve the second set of dates. But we have those set aside in our board type thing.
Correct.
We good?
Sounds good. Yep.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your hard work getting that in here for us.
Have a good rest of your day tonight.
All right, Chief. Chief report. Anything?
I don't have anything.
Like that. Thank you. All right, we have the city ordinance, bill number 2164. Analyzing the mayor to execute a quick claim deed, transferring real estate property, Crawford County 911 emergency service. That, motion. Second. All in favor?
And An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to execute a quit claim deed transferring real property to Crawford County 911 emergency services.
Motion.
Okay, roll call?
Motion to accept.
Second.
Motion, second, roll call.
Bass.
Yes.
Halbert.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Hartzell.
Yes.
Okay, do I have a motion for a second reading?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, any more?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to execute a quit claim deed transferring real property to Crawford County 911 emergency services.
Do we have a motion to approve the second reading?
Motion. Second.
We have it? Second. Roll call.
Hartzell.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Halbert.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
We have old unfinished business. Joyce?
What is the ordinance number on that one?
It will be special ordinance 929.
I don't have anything right now.
Tony?
I would just like to say thank you to all the volunteers that have kept our warming center open. And thank you to Bill and his department for keeping our streets clear. It was wonderful weather.
Harold, have anything?
Nope.
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks to all the workers that was working
Thank you.
on all that.
I do not.
I have one thing. I've been, Ray's been going up to MRPC, I think that's called, for grants, looking at grants, and we found a VU light grant out there for treatment plant grant. Ray, can you come up and explain this grant to us?
We'll make this one simple, the rest of them get tough tonight. I'd like to have your permission, that we can put in for a grant, $150,000 for the UV light at the treatment plant, which we need desperately, we know that. The grant, all it requires is we have to have a rate study and some engineering work. Normally we have Arthur, they can do the engineering work. They can also help us with the rate study. Once I get the rate study and the engineering work, then we can turn this in, and when we see, we'll put it for our grant. It'll go through Delta Regional. And our match, if we want it to be, can be Arthur's fee. But it will not come out of your 150. It'll be, but that's our match to this grant. Now, if that is not accepted, you all agree to like 10% of the 150. We have to have, this is like a, in other words, we want to be part of the grant, so we can. So we say, we're going to get this for nothing, we will get it, but we just think we'd like to participate with the grant. So we can use our engineering with Archer as our match. So all I'm asking is, can we pursue this? So we have to have Archer give us some engineering on the UV lights, that should be simple. And also, we need a rate study. So, and the rate study is, but no matter what we do in the water and sewer treatment plant, we have to have a rate study. So this rate study can be good for the next one, for our next grant, if it's on water line or sewer. So the rate study is not every time, but it's needed every time. Questions?
You said it's a $150,000 grant.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go back to $150,000 grant.
And it's only going to cost us
The
15.
project, by David out there said the project will cost us between 100 and 150. So we might as well go for the 150. But every time we go for the lowest part of it, we end up not getting it, we don't have enough money. So I'm gonna get something like there's a number of grants that are available to us from everywhere. From anywhere from $1,000 grants to a $500,000 grant. All we gotta do is find what we need to do so we can plug them in. So this is something that I met with the superintendent about the water lines and everything else. And this is what David said is the most his priority at the treatment plant of these. So I'm just saying, you heard the circumstances, you heard how we do it, so I go forward.
I'll motion for you to go forward to use Archer.
Yeah. We just said, I need to get a hold of Cameron, Archer, you get with me, because now the ball is in his ballpark, He's got to give us the engineering on his life. It can't be too much, because we already have some. This is all upgraded. And also, he can help us with the rate study. So, do we have a current rate study?
For water,
Yeah.
I don't think we've had one done in a while.
Yeah, so anyway, see, that's, we have it, we got it. And he can help us with this. We don't need to spend $10 million on a rate study here, that's all.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Do a roll call on that.
Bass.
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Martel.
Yes.
One other note, sidebar to this is that we're discussing other grants for different sections, like certain buildings in town. We get dozens of grants. Sidewalks. And I will keep you informed as we go through these situations, but this is like critical, we need to get this one right away. Anything bigger, if we go for something like $5 million, something like we're gonna have a bond issue passed. You might be thinking about that. If you want it, we can also, we can correspond, we can work them together, water and sewer together, and but we can ask for two different figures out of one grant. We can't, there's no use going for a grant for $1 million and then try to go for day after tomorrow for another one for a grant. It doesn't work that way. So you might as well go for a big one, and we can get it, and we take care of the main problems in water and sewer. That's just information. I spent quite a while today with her representative, and it's not easy, but it can be done. The money's there. She would need it, so we might as well try to get it. Yeah, I've even asked the police department tonight what's their priority, what they need more. I can't see, a lot of these are non-payback loans, a lot of them are 10% our part, so we're just trying to. Anything else? Any questions?
That's it. Thanks, Brad.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All I have to say is citizens CQ with it. There's grants out there, we just haven't been going out and getting grants to save money for our citizens CQ. Mayor Cuba, I'm gonna go out there and save every penny I can for the citizens. They deserve it. Why should they pay 100%? There's grants out there. Other than that, I'm done. I need a motion to go into executive session. Oh, what?
You have an appointment.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. I have an appointment for planning and zoning. I'd like to appoint Emily Williams for planning and zoning. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Yes? Okay, now, we're going in, I need a motion to go into executive session. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second. All in favor? Again.
You got it.
Oh, roll call, yeah.
Martel.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I got 100 things on my mind. I'm going to self-trial now.